Hello everyone, it's Manny here on the Top Game channel. Just going to do a getting started video on the Stomping Land, or more of a how I get started on a new server on the Stomping Land. So, never played the server before, but let's crack into it. First thing you want to do, as you can see, is get off the beach. Beach is very dangerous, beach is where everyone spawns, beach is where everyone gets killed spawning in. The next thing I'm going to do is, because this is a new server, I'm just going to check how laggy the server is. And I do that basically because the ping in this game isn't accurate. So the best way is to pull one of these little crates around, and if the rope snaps, it's a laggy server. It's basically it. Depending on how long it takes before the rope snaps when you walk, depends on basically how laggy the server is. And this server seems okay, but we might run into a few small issues. It's an early access game, so I'm not complaining. The next thing you want to do is, once you're off the beach and you're pretty sure no one's around, build a shield. A lot of people go straight for the spear or for the bolus. Build a shield. It's 1 stone, 4 wood. It's a defensive item, which is what you need right now. Basically, if any Stigi Molochs that is, or if any other players show up, you've already got your axe in your hand. It's a 2-hit kill on another player, 2-hit kill on a Gallimimus, and a 4-hit kill on a Stigi. And the shield will kill a Stigi as well if it runs into it. So, build a shield. It's the quickest and best item to have from the start. Once you've got a shield, head further inland and start looking for somewhere to place your TP. A TP requires 10 wood, 5 stone. It could be less than that. If so, apologies. But yeah, the ideal place to build a tent in this game is near, you want to be near water, because that's fish. Fish is food. Education 101. The next thing you want to do is make sure you've got good cover as well. You don't want to have a TP in the middle of an open field where everyone can see it, unless you're playing with a group of friends and you're going to have 1 or 2 people defending your camp at all times. So this rock might seem a bit funny to you, but this rock is actually a pretty good place to build a TP. You build it right behind, and people can only see it from one way, and that's in the forest. Probably not the best place, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. I mean, if you can see up here, there's nothing but water behind me, and there's plenty of trees in front of me, and the rock will be a source of stone for any sort of crafting needs that I have. So let's get that going and see how it turns out. Okay, so let's get going. I'm just gonna get my rock. Oh, I hear someone. Crap. Oh, he missed. Hide up here. What? See, this guy, not friendly. I hate players like this in games. For some reason, he's just laying there. I don't know if he lost me, but not today, mate. Not today. Alright. So, I'm gonna go somewhere else to build my camp. If that guy found me, then chances are someone else will find me. I don't need the stone. Yeah, alright, so it looks like he actually started crafting as well. Maybe we had the same idea. Alright, I'm going to head further upstream and just see what I can find, and if they're, we'll look for a better place to build a camp. I want to do this right. Normally I actually build my camp on the island down there. To my right. It's a pretty good location. The only thing is, it's hard to get food on that bit of land because you have to run all the way around to the back of it. So you can't drag meat through the water. So that's the only downside. But because of that, a lot of players generally will leave you alone, which is pretty good. So see if there's anywhere around here to build a camp. You really want to be paying attention to the geography. Oh, I hear something. Where is he? I don't know. Alright, sorry. Sidetracked. So, I mean, this hill would be an okay place to build a TP at the foot of the hill, just in that crevice down there. You would be it would be harder to see, but I'm looking for something better. Yeah. Oh, there he is. That's where he is. He's not happy to see me. Get out of here. Now I can already see a torch in the distance. I don't know if you guys can see that. But there's a guy over there. He's basically... If I could see him from that far away with no trouble, needs to play a little more carefully. So I'll just chat to him in the chat. If he responds, see if he's friendly. As I said, I don't like killing in these games, at least not killing on sight. I'd much rather form a tribe or, you know, a group of survivors if this were DayZ. And have a fun time and, you know, have a good experience and come up with some cool stories to tell at the end of it, which is what I do in DayZ. See how this guy's TP is in the middle of the woods and it's so easy to see. It's just, that's the exact opposite of what you want to do. Because any guy running down, like the gentleman from before, he would just kill me, or that guy, and he would take down my TP and I'm left spawning back at the beach. It's hiding in this bush here. The visibility in this game is really tough. If you're in a good location, it's really hard to see people. So that's why I'm hiding under a bush right now, because this Mavis guy, who seems pretty friendly, probably has no idea where I am, and he's probably panicking, thinking, where's this guy? So I'm just going to let him know that I'm going to walk up, because I need to see what he has, because I'm planning on building around here. And if he's got tribe, or he's got, you know, if he is hostile and he's trying to play tricks on me, I need to make sure that I can take care of that problem before I set up my camp. This is where I'm going to be setting base. Or near here anyway. There's some good places near here. So he's over there hacking at the stone. He hasn't seen me yet. Pretty funny. And yeah, if I was not a friendly person, he would be a goner. Let's just see, he's got no meat, so that's a shame. He does have a totem up. I don't know if he's got a tribe or not. I can't see anyone else and he's got no meat. Normally there would be another TP if he had a tribe near him. Just gonna make sure this is the guy actually. Yeah, cool. Okay. So, let's get out of here. I'm not going to kill him. I said, I'm a friendly guy. He's got no reason, but I am going to play it safe. So I'll head into the trees over here and flank around and find somewhere to build my base. So, while I'm just running around, let's talk a little bit about the game. The Stomping Land is a survival game similar to Rust and DayZ. The only difference is this game is about cavemen and dinosaurs, which is a lot cooler than zombies in my books. 90s kid. The whole idea of this game is the longer you're alive, the more expertise you get. You can use that expertise to heal, combined with a healing herb, to raise a dinosaur and ride him around. So what you want to do is you want to find somewhere to set up camp, form your tribe, tame some dinosaurs, and live out the caveman life. To get the herbs, you need to go deep into some very dark and dangerous caves to find the magical healing herbs. We won't cover that today, because you really shouldn't be worrying about that at this point in the game. It takes a little bit to get enough expertise to tame the good dinosaurs at least, and right now, the first thing you want to do in this game is set up camp. So, as I said, I'm flanking around him. I don't want to go out to the left because that's where the beach is, so I want to go further inland from there. If you have played this game, let me know what you think in the comments, please. It's an early access game, and I've been following it since the start of the Kickstarter. There's a Carnotaurus just down there. I'm playing it safe. I don't want to get eaten. I don't know if you can see him through the trees, but I can. Yeah, let me know what you think of the game in the comments, and if you do want to play it with myself and have some fun and explore some caves and, you know, just mess around a little bit and not be, you know, a kill on sight, you know, sort of player, and actually enjoy the game, you know, have some adventures, let me know in the comments. I'll be more than happy to play with you guys. Either comment or tweet me, something like that, and we can organize something. Maybe even make a video together, which would be pretty cool, for some tribal tutorials. Just got to play it safe. There's a lot of dinosaurs around here for some reason. Lots of Ankylosaurus. So I'm just going to take it easy as I go through here, because the last thing I want to do is die now before I've set my camp up. But if you know what you're doing, and it's not hard to sort of do, the basics of this game aren't very difficult. You can survive against the dinosaurs, no problem, except maybe Stygies. I hate Stygies. So, back to base building. You want to, as I said, use the environment around you to make a good camp. Another Ankylosaurus. So, large bushes like the one I just passed through, and there's a couple on my left, as you can see, a good cover for a teepee, because the teepees in this game are big and bright, and they make you a target. So what I want to do is basically find somewhere like these bushes right here. There's a little crevice for me to put the teepee in, and I've got 360-degree cover from these large bushes, and I've got some trees up the front, so it's going to be harder for people to run straight into my camp. So this is where I am going to set up camp. It looks like a good spot. I've never done it here before. This is the first time I've actually seen this formation, and I like it. So, yeah, this is what you want to look for. Something that's going to keep your TP hidden. If you're playing with a group of people and you have someone defending your camp, sure, build it anywhere you want. You know, you've got the defense. But if you're solo at the moment, like I am, and you're just trying to start out, find cover, use the environment, build it with the back to a hill, or in some bushes like I'm doing with my back to a hill, and keep it somewhere near the water, but not visible from anyone who's running along the ocean. Just going to get some stone from here now, and when you see me turn around, you'll see exactly what I mean. It's not exactly visible from the river, which is where everyone is going to be running, because that is where you go to get seen. It's easy to see where you're going on the river, sorry. And then great landmarks. If I generally want to find a river when I'm playing this game, because I know the difference between the two rivers, and I know exactly where I can go from there and where everything is. So there's a volcano around the corner from us, and a couple caves. So to build your TP, I believe it's 10 wood, 5 stone. I could be wrong, it might be less than that, but hey, doesn't hurt. And I just lost the camp. There it is. That's probably a good thing. Oops, Stygies somewhere, so I've got to be careful. Can't see him. I'll just slowly start transplanting the stone across, and then we will make this TP and see how we go. What do you guys think of the game so far? If you have it, it's available on Steam. I think it's $25. It's early access. It's made by a very small indie development team. I think there's 4 of them in total. And I think only 3 of them actually developed the game, and the other one's like a community manager. They're really cool though. They're active on Twitter and on the forums, and they're always sort of answering questions for people. So, you know, and that's kind of why I got this game in the first place, because it's an interesting premise, and the devs seemed really honest, and they love the game just as much as, you know, anyone else does. It's their baby. You know, they live streamed the development as well. Getting a bit of lag at the moment, so I'm just trying to build this TP, but it doesn't seem to want to go down. Could be too close to a tree or something like that, so Might try and move it over a little bit and see if that fixes it. Yeah, definitely lagging. Now, if I'm lagging this bad, then I'm probably not going to be able to show you dinosaur combat because they will be laggy as well. There we go. So when building a TP, the direction you're facing is the entrance to the TP. Keep that in mind because you don't want to have this facing the wrong way. And now that that's up, let's have a look at how that turned out. So, obviously from the front, it's going to be visible. Oops, digi. And see, that's the lag right there. If the server wasn't lagging, I would have been able to just... He would have hit the shield, thump, and died. But instead, he's just going to run around me in circles. He can't kill me. The server won't register the input for that, which is, you know, unfortunate. But we'll cover that in another chapter. The next thing I want to do, now that we have our tent set up, is we want to build a fire pit. The fire pit is where you cook your food and stay alive. And as you can see by the meat on the right hand side, I'm starting to get a little bit hungry. So, I'll just have another look at the camp and just see if I'm happy with that. A little bit visible from the back, but I could have moved it forward a bit. And that wouldn't be a problem. Overall, I'm pretty happy. There's some bushes behind it as well, and if it's nighttime in the game, they're just going to run straight past me. Or at least that's what I hope. Never be 100% sure with this game. So, starting to build a fireplace. I think it's like 4 wood, 2 stone. I could be wrong. And basically that's where you put your meat on it, cook your meat. It also, you know, livens up the tent at night. I build my fire pits in my TPs. I've never seen anyone else in the game do this, but it stops other players seeing the light, especially at nighttime, which means they're less likely to come down and investigate what's going on, which means your chance of survival goes up. Oh, another Stigi. Realistically, I'd be dead right now, but I've got my TP up, so that's okay. He's lagging too much. The game's actually running perfectly. It's just the servers. I'm not sure what the goal is with that, but the dinosaurs on the server, just if it starts to lag, they don't work. So it's kind of frustrating. It's an Ankylosaurus around me. An Ankylosaurus will attack you if you get too close to it. So you want to be careful, but you can outrun them. So I'm just placing the meat on the fire from those dinosaurs, and I'm going to cook my meat. Now that I've got my tent, or teepee, and my fire set up, it's time to build some weapons. Just in case someone happens to see it, now that it is there. You want to be able to protect yourself. So we've got our shield to protect us from most forward hits, but it's time to build a spear, bolus, and a bow. If you really want the bow. I'm not very good with the bow, so normally I won't bother with it. But yeah, so we'll get going on that. Once we've done that, we'll talk about different ways to get food, I guess. At the moment, the community in this game is very divided. On some servers, it's all kill on sight. On other servers, it's a bit of both, but you never get just a server full of friendly people. There's a lot of cool people on the servers, don't get me wrong, but a lot of them are only interested in killing you. Even if you're a new spawn and there's no benefit to killing you, that's what they want to do, which I absolutely despise. I really don't like people who do that. I'm more of a co-op person myself in these sort of games. It's about survival, not just killing everyone around you. It's not Call of Duty. I am on an Australian server with good ping as well, if you guys were wondering. It's just the infrastructure at the moment needs a lot of work. Like, it's way better than it was a week ago, but it still just needs a little bit of work. Now, in my previous Stomping Land vid, I made a big chain of totem poles around my tent. That took hours. And it was really cool, but unfortunately you can't do that anymore. They've made it so you can only place one totem pole at a time. They're calling it, they say they fixed a bug that allowed you to make more than one totem pole, but let's be honest, they just didn't think that through. It wasn't a bug, they just disabled it. But yeah, so you can't do that anymore, which is a good and a bad thing, because in a way, once you've done that, it took a long time, but there was not really much else players could do. Like you've won the game in a sort of weird sense. There's a Carnotaur over there. I'm just gonna lay low. Given the lag, he probably can't kill me, but it's not worth it if he can, because he'll one-hit me and I can't kill him. So the last thing I want is him just circling my base. Oh, nearly bolused him. Couldn't have done anything, just piss him off. Yeah, just focusing on getting these 3 weapons now. The spear is your best friend when it comes to close-up combat. It's a one-hit kill on most dinosaurs and hunters. I think it's like 1 hit on the Stygie, 1 hit on the Galley, 1 hit on a hunter, to be honest with you. You can't kill the larger dinosaurs though. Not yet anyway, you can only kill them if you're riding another dinosaur, but we'll save that for another episode. So that's the spear. It's a single stab. You can use it to fish as well, which is why it's so important. After the spear, you've got the bolus. A bolus is rope with a stone on it. You've probably seen it in movies before and just never known what it was called or something like that. Or you do know what it is because, hey, it's a pretty cool weapon. And those are used to capture other players at the moment. I'm sure they'll have more uses in the future, but right now you throw it at another hunter, it wraps around his legs, he falls on the floor, and you can drag him around, lock him in a cage, drown him, all sorts of things. Now, there will be female hunters in the future as well. But at the moment, we've just got our caveman instead of cavewoman. Just going to have a look around and see if there's any dinosaurs or some more meat. And then we'll go from there. Probably do some fishing. I hear one over here. There he is. So my spear is lagging as well, so just use the axe. Definitely too much lag. For some reason in this game, when it is like the server is lagging, none of the weapons seem to work on dinosaurs except the axe. It's really frustrating. Let's get this meat back to my camp. I love this slide as well. When you're going down a hill, if it's a steep hill, you can actually, you don't get a choice, you just slide down it like that, and it's such a cool feeling when you're chasing after another hunter, or you're stalking a dinosaur and you're just sliding down these hills. I'm just gonna move this meat on its own. It's too laggy to drag it down that hill. The server just doesn't know what's going on. So we'll pop that in a little bag and move that down. There's 3 bits on the UI that you can see at the moment. There's the eye, the meat, and the herb. The eye is your visibility to other dinosaurs. The brighter that is, the more likely they'll see you. So you want to keep that down. It does lower if you stand still, crouch, and lay down, which is really handy. The meat is your hunger. The brighter that gets, the hungrier you are. When it goes red, you're starving and probably die if you don't eat. And the herb is your healing herbs, which are used to resurrect other players and tame dinosaurs, which we will cover in a later episode. Right now, we're just focusing on what you need to do to get started and survive. Basics. Now that I've shown you carving meat from dinosaurs, let's show you the other way to get meat, and the whole reason outside of landmarks and ease of traveling that we set camp at a river, and that's fishing. Fish in this game, you want to get in the water at a nice slow pace. I'm not happy with my launch. I scared all the fish away, so I'm going to jump out and go back in there. But you just want to get in the river at a nice pace, sort of slow down, relax, and play the waiting game. It's fishing. Keep an eye on your oxygen down the bottom. There's no drowning period. It's just when that fills up, you die. So don't let it fill up. When fish get close, you just want to stab them, look at them, click with your mouse, and catch a fish on the end of your spear. Once you've got a fish, take it to your camp, cook it, eat it, enjoy. Nothing like a freshly caught fish. Tell you what. So we've got to stop the fire, put the meat on, and start the fire again to cook it. And you can see the colour difference between cooked meat and raw meat. Can't burn meat, which is really good to know. Those stars in the sky represent all the large dinosaurs, and we will cover that in a later episode. But right now, that's everything you need to survive in this game. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Peace out.